Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. A brand new tactic review for you guys this week. Apologies, I have been away for a few days, unfortunately. Work getting in the way, had to go and do a course. But we're back, brand new tactic review. This time it's a turn of Chris Davies, the Welsh 39-year-old manager. I spent time, I think, as some kind of analyst, I think, for likes of Liverpool under Brendan Rodgers. I think he spent time over New Zealand as well, doing something similar. Come back as a coach as well, Swansea maybe, I think. And then I think he ended up at Tottenham, I think, as an assistant manager as well, before kind of find himself with a full-time position at Birmingham. Seems to be really kind of a young, energetic coach, the kind of upcoming, exciting British coach, I think, kind of on the horizon maybe. How far he'll go, I think it's only time will tell. I think he's got a bit of backing at Birmingham as well, bit of financial backing. But he seems to be putting together a good, young, kind of energetic squad. I think they're currently top of the League One at the moment as we speak. Like we said previously, he's got that financial bit back in there now, I think. And I think the owners have openly stated that they're going to invest and push for kind of back-to-back promotions, I think, and really kind of trying to aim to get up them leagues as quick as possible. So it'll be interesting to see how far he can take them. The formation we are focusing on here is the 5-3-2. Suppose, or if you like the 3-4, well, it was going to be a 3-4-2-1. Technically, I've classed it as, but it looks more like a 3-4-1-2. So let me know what you think. I'll explain a bit later in depth and go through the tactic. But yeah, he operates primarily a 5-3-2, but we aim for something more like a 3-4-1-2. But really, it should be like a 3-4-2-1. But we'll discuss that in a bit. Well, competition-wise then, Sky Bet League 1, we did win the title. Yeah, very convincingly. Really happy with that. Cleared 46, won 33, drew 10, which is, could have been better. Lost only 3, 54 goal difference, and 109 points. All in all, pretty good season. Had to be the aim, just to get out of that league, get out of League 1. And I think we done it in style, very, very convincingly. FA Cup, knocked out in the 4th round by Cardiff. Disappointed with that, maybe. And knocked out in the 3rd round by Wigan as well, which, again, I think they're in our league. Yes, they finished 10th. So, again, maybe a little bit disappointed with that. EFL Trophy, knocked out in the Southern Section 3rd round by Reading FC. Yeah, I'm not really too bothered about that, to be quite honest with you. Looking at a little bit more depth then. Played 46. We won 33 of those. Drew 10. Again, I would like to convert some of them into wins. But like I say on every episode of this, I don't manage the team that in depth. So I think with a good set piece routine, good training schedules, better in-game management of tired, unfit players, I think I could have probably easily converted a few of them into wins as well. It's all about game management, I think, in Football Manager. Like I say, I just kind of put the tactic in, let the assistant take over, simulate through the season, maintain that tactic. He kind of rotates the squad, etc. So yeah, I think with better in-game management, we could have certainly improved that. We scored 85 goals, not the best in the league, but again, not terrible. But I think the aim of this tactic is never really an aggressive goal scoring. I don't think Birmingham, looking at this season, are that aggressive anyway. So I think this is probably maybe the right balance for this Birmingham team at this moment in time. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. We conceded 31 goals, so that was always the aim. That is undoubtedly the best in the league. After 46 games, to concede only 31, just shows how kind of defensively solid this tactic is. And I think that is what I was aiming for. Fairly good balance between defence and scoring. We're not the best scorers in the league, not the highest scorers by any means, but 85 is not disappointing. But to only concede 31 balances that out perfectly. So we finished on a goal difference of 54, and like we say, 109 points. So a few stats to show you guys throughout the season. First off is the average possession. Exactly what I wanted from this Birmingham side is control possession, dominate that ball, don't give it away too hastily. I'm thinking back to the Northampton game, and I watched the highlights from. You played this formation, the 3 at the back formation, dominate possession, high, very, very high passing rate, I think it was something like 900 passes maybe that game, with, again, along with that, a fairly decent passing accuracy of 86%, I believe. So that's what I was trying to recreate. Dominate that ball, good passing, high volume of passing. I think in that game they created something like 23 chances. Ultimately, they only had 3 on target. out of those, something like 10 corners as well, coming from all that as well. So yeah, that's what I want to try and create. A little bit of intensity, bit of control, bit of high possession, create chances, limit the kind of opposition opportunity or the opposition chance to have the ball, carve out chances, hopefully score goals and go on to win games. Again, focusing on the passing side of things, you can see we were second. So we did have a really good high number of passing, 90% passing accuracy as well. A couple of that were good possession, exactly what I was aiming for. Shame not to be top on that, but yeah, second in that league table is very respectable as well. Exactly what I was kind of aiming for. Chances created then, again, perfect. Pretty much what I wanted to kind of get from this Birmingham side. But like I say, I'm thinking back to that Northampton match, and 23 chances created in that game alone. Shows that they do kind of dominate games. Probably aren't finishing, obviously, clearly enough of their chances. I think they conceded until the 96th minute in that game. But yeah, that's perfect for me. A lot of chances created, a lot of possession, good passing accuracy as well. Sure as well, a few defensive stats here. Clean sheets, highest amount with 20. Big game, don't concede. Very rarely do you get beat. And that just shows now conceded well ahead of everyone else. Bolton in second on 49 conceded. We only conceded 31 goals throughout that season. I think that's just kind of fancy, defensively solid. I think as you go on and you bring in better players, you build your team up, maybe look to that kind of striking areas. You can maybe look to kind of focus on how to get more goals out of the team. Maybe change a few player roles, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit less aggressive in places. Maybe create more, try and get the strikers involved a lot more. But overall, I think this is a fairly balanced, fairly solid tactic, and I think that probably sums up Birmingham. I think the way they play at the moment, very hard to break down, very hard to score against, and I think if you can just kind of get that goal scoring form going, I certainly think they'll be, they'll dominate this league fairly easy. So we'll watch a few highlights. I'll show you the way I wanted this team to play. So I want to see kind of a lot of play through the middle. I think the use of that kind of midfield. I think when you have just the two wide men and your wing backs, and you have that kind of midfield kind of dominated, if you like, and certainly enough players centrally, I think it makes sense to kind of expect to see a lot of play through that kind of middle of that pitch. Use the wing backs as outlets, as you would. Draw the kind of the opposition into that midfield. Release it to the wing backs. Create those kind of wide players, wide advantages, and hopefully look to kind of maybe play it back in on the inside, get crosses into the box. Just gives you a few more options. And as we go through the tactic a bit later, I'll explain how each position complements each other, how the wing backs are helped out by maybe the attacking midfielders, or how the defensive midfielders maybe play alongside the wing backs as well, offering support. Those like 1-2 situations. So yeah, we'll watch a few goals, watch a few highlights, see what you think of the overall style of play, and see if it matches kind of Birmingham City's kind of style when they play the straight the back formation. So start with the corner. Yeah, great defending there by Stansfield to an either line. But we'll see that there now. Played out to the kind of Buchanan on the left, on the wing. Looking for cutbacks, looking for crosses. He does find that cutback in. And right there to lash the ball home. Again, we see Hickman pick up the ball here in midfield. Anderson again looking for that kind of those wing backs, those wide men. Samstead this time. Lovely ball in, and Anderson finishes. See the free kick. Lovely delivery. Sanderson in the back post there just to head the ball home. So again, you will notice the high passes completed, high possession as well than the opposition. Exactly what we're aiming for with this Birmingham team. Again, Stansfield with the ball on the right there, picking that up. Samstead there for support, absolutely perfect. Gets the ball into Hansen. Lovely finish. Hansen operating as our attacking midfielder. Again, we do concede yet again from a set piece. Maybe something you may have to focus on. But we have a free kick ourselves. Sung Ho. Lovely delivery. Clara comes in and Stansfield's there to mop up the loose ball. Samstead picking up the ball here. Driving at that wide position. Great ball to there, Stansfield. And great finish. Again, this one's another corner. Not too bothered focusing on these. Great finish again though. But hopefully you can see what we're trying to achieve. Use them wide men. Playing the ball through the middle as well, using that midfield. Not necessarily tell them to play through the middle. I think that just comes naturally in some formations. Certainly when the kind of wide men are available for the pass. Using certain kind of defensive midfield positions as well. So we'll discuss that a little bit further. We'll just have a look at the squad now. I've got a few stats from our players. Start with the goals themselves. I mean, Jay Stansfield, 22 years old, 46 appearances in this season, 32 goals. Absolutely fantastic from him. Great player. I mean, great for this league. How far could he go? I'm not really sure. I think could be the kind of player who can take all the way to the Premier League and get him to kind of still score. Be interesting to see. I don't think he's a pressing forward or an advanced forward, but 35 appearances in the league, 22 goals, 12 assists as well, which is brilliant, from a striker. Not only scoring goals, but helping with the assists as well. 32 for the season overall. Absolutely fantastic season from Jay Stansfield here. Just behind him then we have Emil Hansen on 19 goals, which in itself is not too bad. Certainly from someone who's adopted that kind of attacking midfield position. 16 in the league, 5 assists. Maybe would you expect a few more assists for someone in that position, maybe, and less goals? I'm not sure. Did I get that slightly wrong? Alfie May, 31 years of age as well, 17 goals for the season, 42 appearances in all competitions, 31 years old, like I say, not a bad return at all. Really happy with that. Just behind him is Scott Wright on 10. Again, that's not too bad at all. I'm guessing he kind of dropped into that attacking midfielder position when kind of needs suited. So, and then you see being centre back Clara. Obviously, kind of must be a 6'5" giant, is he? 6'3". Great jumping reach though, great heading. That explains a lot. And then we've got Lyndon Dykes, 5. We made 5 appearances that season, surprisingly. Thought he was a kind of a player that I'm 6'4". Maybe get better use out of him and you give him a bit more game time. And from then on, it was just kind of your 2s and 1s. So, all in all, very attacking goal scoring. Not a lot coming from in the midfield areas, which is fair enough. We have got there was this formation for a reason. But to all intents and purposes, there's kind of 4 people attacking along with your wing backs. You're going to have 6 around that opposition box at any given time, really. So, there's probably no need for anyone else to come that far forward. Hence the probably defensive side of the approach. Assist-wise, 13 from Jay Stansfield, like we mentioned. Ethan Laird as one of the wing backs, 12 assists, exactly what he wanted him to do. They should be our main creative outlet. And Lee Buchanan, 10 as well. Alfie May with 9. Samstead, right back, 9. Park Sung-ho, 7 assists there. Emil Hansen with 6. And then you go down your Hickman to your 6s and 5. So, actually apologise. No, they are unknown. Yeah, so all in all, not a bad kind of spread of assists there either from the team. Again, from the areas that we would expect and that we're trying to create the areas to come from. So our kind of attacking kind of players are doing exactly what I expect them, whether that's scoring goals or getting assists, and our defensive players are doing just that as well. There's no kind of in between. There's no kind of grey areas. Hence why I think we did have a fairly productive season scoring and really well defensively. So here we go then, the 3-4-2, keep saying that. Well, it is, yes, I want to say a 3-4-2-1, Chris Davies formation. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you may have realised that it's technically a 3-4-1-2, but as we go through the tactic, I'll explain why. I think I probably have got the positions slightly wrong as well. I think May should be on the left, but we'll go through, I'll talk about the tactic and I'll explain why I've gone for this one and I'm still calling it a 3-4-2-1. So we start off there, sweep the keeper on support, Peacock foul in this case. Simply take more risks, no additional PIs for this one. 3 centre backs them. I've gone against going for any kind of wide centre backs or ball playing defenders. I don't really see that the Birmingham team. I know they probably do bring it out a little bit more, but I wanted to keep it defensively solid. And none of these guys here are really scream kind of ball playing defenders anyway. Bellick, maybe the exception. Bielik, again, Davies is probably capable of that as well. But what I've just got, I just want a kind of simplicity. If they do have good passing on them, by all means, look for that pass. Look for Laird. Look for the more creative players. Park Sung-ho, Buchanan. Set those moves away, but I don't really want them bringing it out too much and being out of position, etc. Maintain a little bit of defensive solidity, if you like. So in that case, on this kit, I've gone for sentinel, defender on defend. In this case, Clara, tackle harder. Bielik, sentinel defender on cover. Again, simply on tackle harder. And Davies exactly the same. Sentinel defender on defend, tackle harder. Could change use of ball playing defenders again at home to maybe get that a bit more out of them. Don't really see why not. I just had to find that balance, something I could just leave to play throughout the season, and I didn't want it too aggressive, like away from home, etc. So if you want to be looking for a bit more aggression, by all means, maybe chuck a wide centre back or a ball playing defender. Maybe keep one of them on just as a central defender on cover. You will normally see Bailey sometimes drop into this defensive midfielder area, and maybe Iwata come back and play the centre back role. Either or, like I say, very interchangeable. But that's the centre back three. Moving up to the wing backs, then we've got a complete wing back on attack and lead. Cross more often, shoot less often, and tackle harder. Quintessential kind of wing back here. I mean, acceleration, pace, decent passing, dribbling is okay. Certainly for this, got to bear in mind this is League One. I think he's kind of more than capable of causing problems, and with 12 assists overall for that season, I think he certainly proved that as well. On the other side, then, we've simply got a wing back on attack in Buchanan. Apologies, I show the PIs. Wing back on attack, cross more often, shoot less often, tackle harder. Again, acceleration, pace, decent dribbling, good long throws as well, a little bit of extra there, good work rate. Again, that shows as well with these 10 assists for the season. It could probably made him a little bit more aggressive as well as maybe another complete wing back. Just having him kind of dropping these little pockets now and again, kind of matching lead. But once again, if you're playing at home, you can kind of mess around with this. Maybe this, if you want to have this as your primary and only tactic, mess around with it a little bit, make it more aggressive if you want. Like I said, I stated previously, this will probably go in hand with a good 4-2-3-1, as they probably do in real life. 4-2-3-1 at home against teams that you probably know you can dominate possession, be a little bit more aggressive. And if you want something that's a little bit more reserved, but still pick up your points, it's certainly not a bad tactic to have in your locker. So that's how two wing backs accounted for. Deep line playmaker in Park Sung-ho in the DM role, quite simply on tackle harder. Your Water, who I says, sometimes you can drop into that centre back role when needs be. Play an anchor, defensive midfielder really, really well. 16 marking, decent tackling. I think I prefer him as a DM due to his height, but can certainly provide cover if needed. So Water, simply on shoot less often. He already has the PI tackle harder as a ball winning midfielder. And that completes our kind of three at the back, along with our midfield four. So moving up then, now I wanted this to play like a 3-4-2-1, but I wanted a little bit more aggression, if that makes sense. So in reality, you probably have something like this, I suppose. You probably have kind of Hansen there, looks like Mears there, and obviously you have Stansfield. So that's kind of how it looks, but I think in reality I should have had kind of me up there, maybe drop him down as a false 9 or just, yeah. So in reality, this is probably what it looks like. Well, sorry, in reality, what it looks like is probably here with Stansfield in the middle, but it's like having that kind of striker. So I've got him as a kind of a false 9. If you just have a little look what it says here. So the false 9 in some ways, similar to a more advanced attacking midfielder, playmaker role, is an unconventional lone striker or centre forward who drops deep in the midfield. The purpose of this is that it creates a problem for opposing central defenders who either follow him, leaving space behind them for on-rushing midfielders, forwards or wings to exploit, or leave them to have some time and space to dribble, pick out a pass. So for all intents and purposes, he is classed as a forward, but drops out a little bit deeper, almost playing like an attacking midfielder, playmaker, leaving Stansfield up here, pulling defenders away. And I kind of refer back to the Northampton match. I think I saw me on this side as well. And I think when the attack kind of happened, he was pretty much kind of level, I think, with Stansfield at the time, or whoever the striker was. So, he did operate that higher position, but it certainly is still capable of dropping back in these areas here, certainly into these channels, operating kind of perfectly. So that's why I chose this for, and hence why it's more of a 3-4-1 3-5-1-2 as opposed to a 3-4-2-1. But in theory, the way it plays, the way his role plays, it does still kind of look like this kind of 3-4-2-1. Hope that makes sense. I'm probably waffling a little bit too much than I need to there. So, but that was the idea behind it. I think as well, when you do see the 4-2-3-1, it might not be a bad idea to actually have Stansfield as the false 9. I know I've seen in the 4-2-3-1 that Stansfield sometimes operates kind of in a midfield role as well, the attacking midfielder. So you certainly have options, interchange. Maybe I could say I got that wrong, having May as the false 9. Maybe Stansfield, obviously with his number of assists, operate that role anyway, which, to be honest with you, I think he may have done with, actually thinking about it, the assistant manager may have dropped him actually in that role. So maybe actually Stansfield did play that false 9 role and it's worked out fairly perfectly. But Hansen, simply an advanced playmaker, moving to channels, tackle harder. The reason I want these kind of guys to move into channels, and I'm hoping that Hansen drops into their left hand side, Stansfield dropping down here, is not only to pull defenders away, create chances for the advance forward, but also to provide assistance to the wing backs. So these guys are up here, having the kind of these guys pulling defenders out of position, dropping into these channels, pulls the defence, like I say, out of line, but also offers an outlet for your wing backs to pass to, a kind of a focal point if you like. And quite similarly with the DMs, with these guys kind of operating as they do, they're always an option for like Laird and Buchanan to play that ball in the midfield or be an outlet for the midfield to create those kind of attacking moves, if you like, on the wings. So that's the kind of player instructions. I know it's a little bit mixed up. I normally do the team instructions first, but that's the general style of play that I was aiming for, the general player instructions, general positions as well. So we'll move on to the team instructions. Mentality, positive. Do like a positive mentality. In possession, fairly narrow. I don't think the width's great. I think they're always there for the pass. Hence the high amount of passes, the high volume, and the high passing accuracy. I've gone for the underlap left, underlap right. Again, when the wing backs get the ball, I want them to hold on to it and look for anyone coming through the middle. Again, those guys dropping into channels, whether it's the false 9 or whether it's the advanced playmaker. Dealt with defence as well, couple up with that. Passing directness is shorter and tempo slightly higher. Nice and quick, short, direct, high possession, high accurate passing. Final third then is work ball in the box and be more expressive. I think when you play a formation like this, you do need to have that bit of expression. Otherwise, it becomes a bit stale. You maybe don't generate or create as much as you should. In transition then, counter-pressing counter. It is, for all intents and purposes, a kick and press style. Distribute the full-backs, distribute the centre-backs, and let the goalkeeper decide how he wants to do that. Out of possession then, we have gone for a mid-block with a standard defensive line. Trigger press much more often, and get stuck in. That's it. So, that's it for the tactic. That's it from me for this week. Let me know what you guys think. Please, if you're enjoying these, drop a like, subscribe. The channel's grown better than I ever thought it would. I mean, up to over 160 subscribers at the moment. You guys are really getting involved with these. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think of this tactic. Let me know if you do adopt it, you do try it. What would you change? Let me know if I've got things right, if what I've got wrong. Like I say, I don't think this is predominantly their main formation, but certainly something that they do utilise, and I have used it all season. I would probably incorporate this in a game with a 4-2-3-1. So I do like to have maybe a couple of backup tactics as well. I'm that kind of player. I know it's not for everyone, but like I say, get in the comments, get chatting. Let me know who you want to see next as well. I know there's a few. I'm still got a backlog to get through, 2 or 3. We're getting there, I think, but really enjoying these, and I'll leave that there with you. That's all from me. Bye for now.